For many mature adults in their late 40s to 60s, aging is often imagined as a slow surrender to weakness, discomfort, and dependence on others. Yet the truth is far more hopeful. Science reveals that what most people call natural aging is in reality the result of years of inactivity and the absence of targeted movement. For older individuals who wish to stay independent, strong, and full of life, the body responds positively at any stage. Even after 50, muscles can be rebuilt, posture can be improved, and balance can be retrained. The key is not complicated equipment or hours at the gym, but rather simple, purposeful exercises that reactivate forgotten muscles and restore the ability to move without fear. One of the most overlooked yet transformative exercises for people in this age group is the side plank. At first glance, it may seem like just holding the body still on one side, but for those over 45, the impact goes much deeper. Stability is one of the first qualities to decline with age, and most dangerous falls happen sideways, not forward. The side plank directly strengthens the obliques, the deep abdominal wall, and the outer hip muscles that keep the torso aligned. This training allows the body to react when a person stumbles on an uneven sidewalk, turns quickly to answer a call, or steps off a curb. For the mature population, the benefit is not measured in gym numbers, but in daily confidence, walking through a crowded street without fear of being knocked off balance, or enjoying a dance without worrying about a sudden misstep. Equally essential is the chair squat, a movement so ordinary that most people never recognize its importance. The simple act of sitting down and standing up becomes harder when the legs weaken and the joints lose mobility. For older adults, losing the ability to rise from a chair without help often signals a loss of independence. Training this exact action keeps the quadriceps, glutes, and stabilizing core muscles active. Each repetition is a rehearsal for daily freedom. Climbing stairs without hesitation, bending down to pick something from the floor, or getting out of a car without strain. People who practice this regularly not only improve strength, but also maintain the rhythm and speed of walking, reducing fatigue and the risk of falls. In short, it is not just exercise. It is an investment in the dignity of living without constant assistance. The glute bridge adds another vital layer of protection for mature adults. By lifting the hips from the floor, the exercise activates the spinal support system, glutes, and abdominal belt that shield the lower back from pain. This is crucial for people in their 50s who often report stiffness after sitting for long periods or discomfort when bending. Over time, the glute bridge not only relieves these aches, but also restores posture, allowing older individuals to stand tall, breathe better, and walk with a renewed sense of stability. The result is more than strength. It is confidence in one's own body. Finally, the sky kick, also known as a donkey kick, serves as a reminder that aging does not mean stiffness. For those in midlife, this exercise improves hip mobility, reinforces glute strength, and refreshes the coordination between mind and muscle. Each controlled lift conditions the body to move smoothly and prevents hesitation when stepping forward. Everyday tasks, like carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or simply walking with purpose, become easier. Together, these simple movements protect independence and restore energy, showing that aging can mean empowerment instead of decline. When people reach their 50s, one of the greatest challenges they face is not a lack of desire to stay active, but the quiet erosion of confidence in their own body. Many mature adults begin to move less not because they are incapable, but because they are afraid of pain, instability, or the possibility of falling. This fear leads to hesitation, and hesitation eventually limits freedom. What many do not realize is that the human body, even at this stage of life, is remarkably adaptable. With the right type of stimulation, muscles and joints respond quickly, circulation improves, and energy returns. What matters most is not the weight you lift or the time you spend exercising, but choosing movements that are directly connected to everyday life. Take the chair squat as an example. This is not just a drill for the legs. It is a rehearsal for one of the most common and vital actions you perform every single day. Every time you rise from the sofa, step out of bed, or get up from the dinner table, you are essentially doing this exercise. For people in midlife, practicing it deliberately not only strengthens the thighs and hips, but also teaches the body to coordinate breathing, posture, and balance in one fluid motion. This translates into smoother movements throughout the day, fewer moments of discomfort, and an increased sense of independence. It is a reminder that strength is not about lifting heavy weights in a gym. It is about living without restrictions. In a similar way, the side plank contributes something equally precious: stability. Mature adults often underestimate how much control the trunk and hips influences their ability to move freely. Walking, climbing stairs, turning in bed, or simply reaching for something on a shelf all depend on lateral stability. By practicing this simple hold, the body learns to resist unexpected shifts, and the mind regains confidence and balance. For people over 50, this is a foundation of moving without fear, which in turn restores the courage to engage in social activities, travel, or even play with grandchildren without feeling fragile. The glute bridge, although modest in appearance, builds the invisible belt of protection around the spine. Older adults who commit to this exercise often find that lower back pain decreases, posture improves, and long periods of sitting become less draining. This renewed comfort in the back translates into more freedom of movement, making daily activities like cooking, gardening, or carrying shopping bags much less tiring. Independence is preserved not through luck, but through consistent training of the muscles that hold the body together. Finally, the sky kick helps restore mobility in the hips, an area that often stiffens with age. For mature people, this stiffness can make walking shorter distances exhausting and climbing steps intimidating. Practicing controlled extensions of the hip reintroduces flexibility and builds the strength needed to move with ease. More importantly, it trains the brain and body to work together, creating quick, reliable reactions when unexpected challenges arise. For anyone between 45 and 60 who wants to continue living with confidence, these exercises are not optional. They are essential. They do not require a gym, expensive equipment, or endless hours. What they demand is a small daily commitment that pays back with freedom, vitality, and self-reliance. And if you are part of this mature community listening right now, I invite you to reflect. Which of these movements do you think could help you the most in your daily routine? Share it in the comments, because your story can inspire someone else of your age to take the first step. Also, if you're enjoying this guidance, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll stay connected to new strategies for strength, balance, and independence designed especially for people in midlife and beyond. This is not just about exercise. It is about building a lifestyle where you can trust your body again. For people entering their 50s, one of the most powerful discoveries is realizing that age does not erase the body's ability to adapt. In fact, the human body remains capable of building muscle, improving balance, and enhancing mobility well into the later decades of life. The difference lies in the type of activity chosen. While young adults may push through extreme workouts, older people need a smarter approach that respects the joints, protects posture, and strengthens the exact movements that daily living demands. The exercises we have already explored are simple, but their strength lies in their connection to everyday life. Each one reflects the natural patterns of standing, bending, walking, and stabilizing movements that, when practiced deliberately, become shields against decline. What modern research has confirmed is that functional movements, like squatting, hip lifting, and core stabilization, do more than just strengthen muscles. For mature adults, they also enhance circulation, stimulate bone density, and protect the nervous system's ability to communicate quickly with the muscles. This means fewer moments of hesitation when stepping on an uneven surface, less risk of stumbling when carrying groceries, and more control when reacting to sudden changes in direction. Scientists studying people over 50 consistently find that those who practice targeted exercises for even 15 minutes a day show remarkable improvements in confidence, posture, and mobility compared to those who remain sedentary. Equally important is the psychological effect. Many people in midlife begin to feel limited not because of the body itself, but because of the mind's perception of weakness. Pain, stiffness, and fatigue create fear, and fear leads to avoidance. Yet every time a person chooses to practice a glute bridge, a chair squat, a side plank, or a sky kick, they are not just training muscles. They are teaching the brain to trust the body again. This renewal of trust reduces anxiety about falling, increases willingness to walk longer distances, and restores the simple joy of moving without second thoughts. The social impact is just as significant. Mature adults who feel stronger and steadier are more likely to stay active in their communities. join family activities, and maintain friendships through shared movement. They do not withdraw because of fragility. Instead, they lean into life with confidence. Exercise becomes less about chasing appearance and more about protecting independence, dignity, and quality of life. For many people in their 50s, the true reward is not a number on a scale or mirror image, but the freedom to carry out daily tasks without assistance and the assurance of being able to keep up with loved ones. This is why the message for older people is clear. Aging is not the end of strength. It is the beginning of training smarter. The body will always reward consistency, and the simplest exercises can produce the most meaningful results. When practiced with patience and dedication, they allow mature adults to reclaim their energy and move forward without fear. For every mature adult, the question is not whether aging will bring challenges, but how those challenges will be faced. The body may change over time, but the way we prepare determines if those years are lived with freedom or with limitations. What makes the difference is not expensive gyms, complicated machines, or hours of strain, but simple and intentional practice. The 4 movements we have explored, the chair squat, the side plank, the glute bridge, and the sky kick, may seem modest, but together they form a blueprint for independence. Each one addresses a critical area of strength and mobility: the power of the legs, the stability of the core, the health of the spine, and the mobility of the hips. For older people, these qualities are not luxuries. They are the foundations of daily life. Think for a moment about what independence means in practical terms. It means standing up from a chair without needing someone's arm. It means carrying a basket of groceries without the fear of losing balance. It means climbing a set of stairs with steady confidence, bending to tie your shoes without strain, or even dancing at a family celebration without hesitation. These are not small victories. They are the moments that give life its dignity and joy. For people between 45 and 60, building these abilities now is a guarantee that the coming decades will be lived on your own terms. Another powerful effect of this daily practice is the way it strengthens not only the body, but also the spirit. Mature adults who move with freedom carry themselves differently. Posture becomes taller, steps become firmer, and energy radiates outward. This creates a cycle. The more you move, the more confident you feel, and the more confident you feel, the more active you become. Science has shown again and again that physical activity is one of the most effective ways to reduce feelings of depression, boost memory, and protect the brain from decline. For older adults, exercise is not only a tool for muscles, but also a medicine for the mind. And this is where community plays an essential role. When people share their experiences, whether it's a story about how the chair squat made climbing stairs easier or how the glute bridge reduced back pain, they inspire others in the same age group to begin. Every comment, every shared success, every tip passed on builds a supportive circle where maturity is celebrated, not feared. Together, people can create a culture where staying active after 50 is the norm, not the exception. So if you are part of this group of strong, wise, and determined individuals, I encourage you to take action today. Try these movements, feel the difference in your body, and share your experience. Write in the comments what changes you noticed, what challenges you face, or what goals you want to achieve. Your words may be the spark that motivates another person's start. And if this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel so you never miss guidance designed especially for people in midlife and beyond. By doing so, you will stay connected to a community that values strength, independence, and vitality. Remember, aging is not about slowing down. It is about moving smarter, with purpose and confidence. You do not stop moving because you grow older. You grow older when you stop moving. Choose strength, choose balance, choose independence, and let every day be proof that life after 50 can be full of energy, dignity, and freedom.